Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. So this week's video took place on Friday the 16th of January. This was with the Rolling Collective on the Jurassic Coast, which I've never done before. The route is 19.5 kilometers and it goes over the Titans Grove Reverse KOM, Woodland Sprint and the Sasquatch Sprint. Now, the Titans Grove Reverse KOM, pretty brutal because it's actually got a bit of a climb before you get to it, and it's got all of these rollers that are absolutely brutal. So, with being a heavier rider, I much prefer flatter courses. That's where I excel, much, compared to climbing, much so. The start of this race was brutal. This is what we call Flow Shift in the Rolling Collective. It's a weekly event where it's our signature event series, a race where nothing stays fixed, every edition is different and the only constant is adaptation. Courses, formats and subtle twists change every time, so this time it was mass start, categorised scratch race, neutralised bikes, no upgrades, none of your bikes make any difference. So the fact that I was on a Canyon Aero that was level 5 meant nothing. I could have been on a tricycle. So that really levels the playing field because some people have Halo bikes that are better than others. Some people have, other bikes. It meant that actually you could actually ride the bike you want to upgrade as well, because your upgrades will still, you'll still rack up the miles for your bike. Now, this was a mass start race. I've never done one of these before. It meant that you're riding with the big boys. You've got A's, B's, C's and D's all starting in different pens but all at the same time. And that's why we're currently at a 3:35 average, and it only goes up until we get to the KOM. Now, this is a race that you'll want to watch all the way to the end because it's a bit of a pivotal moment for me in my Zwift career. You'll see what happens at the end, but it's full of action and a bit of race tactics at the end as well, which is really nice. It almost plays off perfectly, but got pipped just at the end. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoy the video.
I feel like I'm about to get dropped.
At this point you can really start to see the pack thinning out. Everyone's trying to go for little surges to stick with the front group. This is where the A's essentially separate from the B's. The A's just go straight into the KOM with everything they've got, and also the A's are trying to separate themselves as well. So this is where effectively I get separated from the A's and I manage to stick with the B's. So when we crossed the finish line of the KOM just there, you can see we're about 8.5 minutes into the race. My average watts was about 360. My heart rate for that entire duration had been steadily creeping up to about 175, 177. And the recovery here is just so important. Luckily, the group that I was with also needed to rest at the top, and they weren't going for the fast descent downhill. I think that's also one of the big differences with the A category riders, is they would have got to the top of the KOM and some of them would have been fit enough just to keep on going, and that would have separated a internal group within A category. And that's where ultimately people's fitness, just doing an 8-minute effort for some people is just not that difficult. Hopefully we'll get there at some point, maybe this year, but this is all about recovery at this stage, just trying to keep 250 watts average, just going down this hill, just to get that BPM down to hopefully around the 160 mark.
He's dying too much to hear me. This was cruel. "10 minutes in, I'm still at a 340 average.
Yeah, I'm going max here.
You're only 2 seconds. Only 2 seconds back. You're going to catch me and go straight ahead of me. Oh, Andy, what are you doing? Why are you sprinting?
This course was definitely a different one from me because I've not done the Jurassic Coast before, I've not done these roads, and these rollers, they just hit different. You're trying to maintain a zone 3 heart rate and trying to get it down from the KOM, and then you've got all these little surges that you've got to do. You can see my graph here. The graph is just going red, yellow, red, orange, yellow, red, yellow, and it's just it is where my fitness probably comes, falls down like a pack of dominoes. I need to work on my repeatability to make sure that I can get my heart rate high and then I can get it back down lower again. But you'll find that my heart rate, you'll see that it goes up to its max, my max heart rate is about 190. It hasn't been like that for a couple of weeks because I think I need to recover a bit more. But my heart rate will go from my max, but then it will never go back down to that 150, 160 mark. Well, 150. That's where I'd like to get to, where I can actually get it to recover back to zone 2 levels when I'm actually doing zone 2 power.
Oh, these little bumps suck. Must not get dropped. Otherwise I'm 30 seconds back. I do not want to be TTing this alone. Why are you doing this to me, Stephen? My legs are screaming at me. The amount of lactic acid in my legs right now.
Yeah, Ben, we just need to let the two non-rollers work a tiny bit, I think.
I am dead. Absolutely dead.
Just save your muscles and draft on the two others. I'll give you a heads up when I try to get away.
Okay. Thank you.
Ben, will you be ready for a small acceleration at 1K?
I'm ready. You give the signal.
Yeah, just start to accelerate up and draft on me. Of course, you just sprint whenever you can.
Yeah.
I don't have a sprint. Awesome job.
Oh, give me a second. Yeah, thanks for the advantage there.
That's definitely a very, very close race. 0.00 I lost to Harmon by. What I've started to realise is that I need to start sprinting earlier. I've got way more in the tank these days. I can actually hold a sprint for 15-20 seconds. But here you have it. This is a massive increase in FTP for me. I think Intervals knew about this increase in FTP before Zwift did, because Intervals had my FTP at 313 about a week ago. I think Intervals just needed a bit more evidence of that fact. But yeah, 298 watts up to 313 watts, which is a pretty big increase. I'm hoping that we can keep it going from here, but I don't know how much longer this can keep on going on. Could I get to 350 by summertime? Who knows? And this is what I was greeted with at the end of the race when I looked at my profile. If you don't know what you're looking at here, I will circle it for you right now. I've just been promoted to Pace Category B. What that exactly means for me, you'll have to find out in the next video. There are some spicy races that are going to be coming up in the next week or so, just because of how much I need to step it up. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.